Hey y'all. So I want to talk about the eighth house. I want to give a little context on the eighth house, some things that you may not have heard about the eighth house. Give a little context. I am an eighth house person. I have a stellium in the eighth house. My North Node is in Scorpio in the eighth house. I have a Scorpio stellium. I have so many personal planets that aspect to Pluto. I understand the eighth house. So I want to talk about the eighth house being a lotus. If you're not familiar with the lotus flower, it's a flower that grows in the mud, in the depths. You know, it doesn't require like much sunlight. It requires, you know, the murkiness for it to actually bloom, for it to actually flourish. And that's how I look at the eighth house. Transformation and death and rebirth, it can be intense, but it does not always have to be a bad thing. Most astrologers that I see, they equate transformation and death and rebirth as this terrible, bad thing. And while it can be intense, transformation can be a beautiful thing. Transformation and change, they go hand in hand. Transformation is the catalyst for change. Change is the catalyst for transformation. You feel me? For example, you see people who are overweight or unhealthy. They make changes in their daily lives and they completely change their entire being. That's a form of transformation. It's a good transformation. The eighth house is a house of duality. It's both light and dark. How is it light? It's light because the eighth house leads you to your power. Yes, you have to go through some intense situations. Yes, you have to be shown yourself and shown your shadows. But once you go through those uncomfortable things, once you go through those uncomfortable, situations, the power that you unlock is something that nobody can take away from you. And only the eighth house holds that power. Only the eighth house shows you what you made of. You feel me? The eighth house shows you your strength. And to me, that's a beautiful thing. That's a powerful thing. That's a trait that a lot of people don't have. So if you're an eighth house person, don't be afraid of your power. Don't be afraid of leaning into uncomfortable situations. Don't be afraid of death. Literal and psychologically. You know what I'm saying? It's literally a portal into the next best thing. Literally. Like, when your old self dies, your new self is rebirthed, especially if your old self was not benefiting you, especially if your old self was hindering you, holding you back. Because in our actuality, only you are standing in your way, period. So if you are an eighth house person, don't be afraid of the power that you have, because you have it. It's innate. It's in you. Some people have to acquire power. Some people have to learn how to become powerful. If you are an eighth house person, Scorpio dominant person, Pluto dominant person, it's in you. You just have to tap into it. You can't be afraid of it, because your life has your entire life to teach you who you are. Your life has your entire life to introduce you to who you are. So lean into that transformation. Really lean into the muddy and the murkiness of your water so you can bloom and become that lotus. Because the power, the strength, the material wealth, the spiritual opulence that comes from the eighth house is like no other house. It's like no other house. If you have an eighth house stellium or a Scorpio stellium or like a very Pluto dominant person, please comment and let me know your experiences and how you feel about, your power and your treasures that you hold deep inside of you. I am so curious to connect with other eighth house people. Like, we need each other. So let me know, y'all. Mwah. Love you.